It's time to rise, heal, and claim. You're listening to Reclaiming Destiny with Cici Stephen.
Welcome to the very first episode of Reclaiming Destiny. I am your host, Cici Stephen. If you're here today, it is not by accident. For this podcast is meant for those who know they are destined for more. What is that word, destiny? What does it mean to be destined for more? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, the word destiny means something that is destined for a thing or person. So I ask you today, what is it that you believe you are destined for? What is it that you believe is your purpose? And then the second question I want to ask you is, what is your level of commitment? How committed are you toward that thing or things that you believe you are meant to do here? As I was preparing for this podcast, I ran across this video on social media. It was quite an amazing video of a group of army ants in Costa Rica that decided they wanted to get to this wasp nest that was out of their reach. It was tucked away underneath this high-rise building. And so the army ants decided to form a rope with their bodies, and then they were able to reach the nest. That is the level of tenacity, the level of hunger, the level of thirst that God would like us to have toward our purpose, towards the things He has placed here for us to do. In 2018, I was told to leave my job. I was told to leave my job. I was told to leave certain people behind, to move away, and to change my eating habits. And when God gives you an assignment or an instruction, the test or obstacle will come. It's funny because right after I was told to leave my job, then God later came back and was like, you don't have to leave, just leave the position, because I was in management at that time. We all got raises. That was the test. The second test came in the form of when He told me to move away. My mother called me and stated that she needed my help. She needed me to come and help her take care of some sick relatives because she couldn't do it on her own. The third test came because the next year I wrote my first book, Allowing God to Become Your Matchmaker. And I had big plans for that book. I was going to go on a book tour, autograph signings, do a major promotion, and then the pandemic happened. And so I'm like, God, wow, it's like obstacle after obstacle, but those things are there for a reason. One, it's there to test your commitment to the things that God asked you to do, because I could have given up, but I didn't. And God saw me through that. And it was during the pandemic that this podcast was born. That is when I came up with the concept and the idea and the name, and even this podcast. It wasn't easy. It went through a lot of different concepts and formats until I decided upon this one. And originally, it was going to have a special guest each week, and then God made it clear to me, no, I want it to be your voice. We still will have special guests from now and then, but it will primarily be me talking to you, sharing tips and tools and insights and experiences of my life, and also those that I've had the pleasure of speaking with and coaching along the way. When I asked God, how can we reclaim our destiny? He gave me 3 tips, simple yet effective, that if done consistently, you can see major changes in your life, and it will lead you closer to your purpose. The first being to change our goals, which that goes back to, what is your level of commitment? What are some of the things that has taken a priority or a precedent in your life? What has your purpose taken a back seat to? The second tip is to change our daily habits, which ties in with the first tip. What is it that you do in your day-to-day routine that you can possibly alter or change to dedicate some time to working towards your purpose, towards the things you feel you are meant to do with your life? And the third tip was to walk by faith. Is that a tip? Do you know how much faith it took to walk away from a job I liked and that I was good at? Do you know how much faith it took to, believe in a book that I written right as I release it and publish it, the whole entire world shut down? Even to launch this podcast is me walking by faith, me stepping into and me being committed to the things that God has asked me to do. And I leave you with that. What do you feel God is calling you to do? So even if you think you are doing what God has called you to do, even if you are comfortable in your day-to-day life or in your routine, right when you feel you're comfortable, right when you get complacent, that's when God is going to come in and shake things up. Is he calling you to start a business? Is he calling you to be of service? Is he calling you into a particular relationship? Is he calling you out of a particular relationship? Is he telling you to leave toxic family members behind? Is he telling you to start a nonprofit? Is he telling you to write that book, to start that YouTube channel, to start that podcast? Only you know, because the signs are there. Trust me, now that I have stepped into my purpose, some of the signs and synchronicities were there since I was a child, and I bet the same for you as well. What makes your heart sing? Because the clue to your destiny is in your day-to-day routine. It's what you do every day of your life. It's what comes naturally to you. You can do this. I believe in you. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me here on the first episode of Reclaiming Destiny. Till next time, take care.
It's time to rise, heal, and claim. You're listening to Reclaiming Destiny with Cici Stephen.